That's Gulfstream landing. Royal Jordanian. Down on the tail, the Royal Jordanian flight. Yep. Probably King Hussein or somebody arriving on it.
A little trivia. On long-distance ferry flights, aircraft are allowed to take off with a 10% increase in gross weight. Due to the large fuel tanks in the Bristol, they were lucky enough not to have to add ferry tanks. The freighter, with a reduced payload, has the ability to fly up to 2,500 stat miles. However, in the configuration they had it in with spare parts and other equipment, flights of that length were not possible. DFC did attach additional capacity to the oil tanks on each engine. In the end, when they did their post-flight analysis of the trip, they noted that they hadn't been needed. In fact, DFC actually had an additional 45-gallon drum of oil left over. A little trivia. Some of the Bristol freighters that the Royal New Zealand Air Force used had wing hard points added and were used to airdrop supplies. A crew member would lie in the nose doors and direct the pilot to the drop zone. A year later, Dave and Paul were in for one more treat though, as the owners of DFC informed them that the plane would be taking part in the flyby celebrating the 50th anniversary of Heathrow. They had asked Paul and Dave to come back and participate. They accepted the invite and looked forward to flying in DFC once again in the future.
Routing today, it'll take us right over the Okanagan Valley from here. River weather is a very, very scattered cloud condition. It's been foggy most of the morning, but it's slowly clearing out. Folks that are going on to Vancouver Island, it's a beautiful clear day and 24 degrees, cooler in Vancouver with the fog. We should be at the terminal building.
Paul Hawkins remembers thinking on his trip home that this is one of those trips that will most likely never be done again, making the trip a historic one. Little did he know that a decade later he would be lucky enough to take part in one more, even more historic Bristol flight. But you'll have to see that in the Bristol at Work DVD coming soon.
We'll wait for everybody to arrive to get the Bristol ready for the air show. Or flyby. You notice the flaps are hanging down, that means there's no air pressure, so the system's being charged up right now. Yeah, we're parked on the British Airways ramp, and the hangar over the back there is the old Brabazon hangar built back in the 50s, which well, the Brabazons had never made it, but the Britannia, that's where the Britannias used to be. And over here, these are the VC-10 hangars. Oh, the plane's really looking nice. The guy's done an excellent job painting everything. It's a nice silver on the leg, and the engine nacelles look pretty good. And there's a nice carpet on the interior here. It's the Captain Cutter doing a walk around. Out for Stansted now. It's 11:15. Going to Stansted, having a briefing, debriefing. Dragon Rapide, Bristol following on, and to the right it looks like a Viscount. Look at that, eh? British military aerobatic team.
After 2 years of restoration, DFC was ready for the airshow circuit in and around the UK. Still wearing the Transprovincial Airlines livery and the Canadian registration, she appeared in several displays and fly-ins around the UK, including the 50th anniversary flyby over London's Heathrow Airport. Unfortunately, during a takeoff on July 18, 1996, on a flight from Enstone to Filton to be present at the opening of the MOD building at Filton Abbey Wood, flight control was lost. The crash happened within the airport boundary, and although the fuselage was crushed, there were no fatalities within the members of the Bristol Aero Club nor the flight crew on board the flight. After 51 years in the air, Bristol freighter serial number 13218 was a write-off. The fuselage, crushed beyond repair, was scrapped, and the usable parts such as wings and propellers were stripped and put into storage. At last report, the cockpit now lives in someone's garden.
Runway 33 left position and hold. And hold 33 left, speed left, 33 ahead. Morning, Tower, give us to ILS 21 right.
Triple 52, Kennedy, clear land, 31 right, wind 29012.
Clear land, definitely.
Comair 257, turn right heading 180.
180, heading center 257.
Flagship 2884, turn left heading 330.
Michigan. Welcome aboard Flight 203. This segment is from Terrace to Vancouver. The 24-volt DC system panel